currently, in these 4 boxes, are 36 electric feeders, cables and power supplies from Charmhai. What? Okay, let's rewind. A couple of weeks ago, Charmhai reached out to me. There'd been some communication through a third party. Thank you very much for facilitating that. And Charmhai got in touch with me and wanted to know if I still had issues with the machine. Yes, I do. And wanted to talk to me about how we can put an end to what's going on. I'm quite happy to end what's going on. I need to move on. I need to just get back into making stuff. I want to focus my channel back onto projects and products and not stories about my pick and place machine. I'm quite eager to show you awesome footage of a pick and place machine building stuff, but I don't want to go through issues of my pick and place machine. And Charmhai want to get all of my videos taken down and get all of my forum posts taken down, and also ideally would like to get Naomi's video taken down. So we started talking. Now, I made it very clear from the start that I'm only willing to talk about the feeders, and I wasn't willing to talk about the machine itself, because we're at an impasse there. Right now, Charmhai still won't admit that there's an issue with my machine, and so they can't really help me with the machine if they won't consider the machine being the problem. So rather than just getting into another fight, an argument, and having it all escalate again, I just said straight up that let's not talk about the machine, let's just talk about the feeders. You need to replace all my feeders with electric feeders, like we originally spoke about. So 36 electric feeders, all the wiring and power supplies to run those, because remember, this machine can't use electric feeders. So these are modified electric feeders that fire off pneumatics. So there's going to be cables hanging everywhere, there's going to be power supplies all over my floor, kind of silver Meanwell style power supplies, and that at least should get rid of all of the pneumatic issues I'm having with this machine with the 8mm feeders. I have no solution for my 12, 16 or 24s, right? But for the 8mm feeders, where the issues are the worst because they're tiny little parts that have to be corrected, and there's so many of them on the boards, this should at least stop the bouncing and should give me reliable pickup positions every single time. When it comes to actually picking up and placing the part, well, that relies on the machine, and who knows what's going to happen going forward. So I did this deal with Charmhai. I made an agreement that if they supply me the 36 feeders, electric feeders, and they work, I will take down all of my videos, I will take down my streams that I was complaining about Charmhai, and I will remove any forum posts that I created. Okay? I can't do anything about forum posts that other people created, but I'll remove mine. I can remove all my content, because I just want to move forward. So Charmhai sent me a video of all of these feeders working in their factory. They labelled every single feeder, numbered them, so I can identify them here. So there's a visual record of all of these feeders actually working. What they do on my pick and place machine, well, we're not going to know that yet. So let's open up one of the boxes and have a look inside. I've already taken off the outer layer of Glad wrap, whatever it is, to remove all of the barcodes and labels and my address details so I don't dox myself. Let's open up one of these boxes and see what's inside. I believe it's 10 in a box. 4 of them are out. Is there enough room for all the power supplies and cables? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. But let's have a look at one of these feeders. They're packed just like a normal CL feeder is. Same type of packaging as I had before. Oh. So as you can see, it looks just like a normal CL feeder would, but it's got a different set of mechanics here. And this side over here is completely closed off. So instead of seeing all of the levers and mechanical movements, it's all electronics in there. It's the cable that plugs into something, and the pull tape goes into here. So these can be set to 2mm and 4mm pitch. And of course, yes, all the instructions are in Chinese for what all the buttons do. So that is what a feeder looks like. Let's pull them all out and make sure we have 36 of them. Now, two of the feeders that they've sent me are different to the others. You can see here, this one, blue, doesn't have the instructions on it like the other ones did. So when they were testing all of the feeders, they found two of them that they weren't happy to send me. They said they were unreliable. They tested two other ones, different brand, and sent me those instead. But they let me know beforehand. So I'm glad that they tested them, and I'm glad that they pulled two of them and didn't send them to me knowing it wouldn't go down well if they did. So that's one of them. I'm just going to put that one aside. Okay, there you go. As expected. Wow. So these are all of, it's tangled. These are all of the power cables that they've already wired into the power supplies. Bet you it's not Meanwell. Nope. It's not a Meanwell. That's okay. Each power supply can drive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Got 13 connected to this, although I don't know if it can only do 13. From memory it was more. So that is one power supply. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 26 on this one. As I said, there's going to be a lot of cables lying all over my floor. Lucky last. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, can run 39 feeders off this. There's 3 power supplies. And this is all just foam. And lucky last. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's the other one that's got the blue. Okay, I've got my first electric feeder sitting on top of the pick and place machine, but before I install it, what I thought I'd do is I'd run the very end feeder, so feeder position number 1, which I believe's got 5.1k resistors in it. I'm going to run that, let it advance a few times, and we'll have a look at what it looks like on the screen here, and then we can compare it to what we're getting in terms of reliable movement once the electric feeder's in. I've darkened it off, so hopefully you'll be able to see a bit more on the screen, a bit more contrast. I know I said I was going to use feeder position 1, but I've got way fewer 5.1k resistors than I've got other resistors, so I'm going to actually use my 3.3s. So feeder position 4, go edit, coordinate set, and first part, bounced, yeah. Okay, you can see the crosshair. Just watch that. It's going to change. It's going to move around a little bit. Another bounce part. So that's 2 out of 4 so far. It's getting higher. Another bounce. Shifting around. almost at the top. Another bounce. That's what I have to deal with the 0402s. So it's bounced 45% of the time. That's with my air changes. So I'm going to take feeder 4 out now, switch the 3.3s out, put them in the electric feeder, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to tell the homie to go back to get their nozzle out of the way. Okay, so let's lift this out, lift the lid. So number 4, 1, 2, 4, this one here. Take that out. I'm running low on 3.3s as well, but I've got a whole nother reel of them. So we just close this for a moment. Take this out, so it's open. Unlock it. Take the pull tape out. You should just be able to pull now. And let this out. Hopefully never have to use that again. This should be even easier, I believe. Might have too much tape. These don't feed back around. These actually just drop down the front. So similar thing again, unlock, you lift up this way. Just get it a bit further along. Lock it in. Now the pull tape. Unlock it again. Just lock back in. Pull tape comes up, down, and into here. Okay. So that should be the feeder loaded. Comes through here, down, hangs down the front instead of coming back through behind. That's going to be interesting because it might get caught on the carpet. Now it's going to have to be plugged in. I'll plug it in beforehand. So, power. This is what I've done. I've got an extension cord going to my garage into one of my new power sockets that's on its own circuit with a circuit breaker, so it'll trip if there's any problems. So that white cable, I've got it coming all the way down to here, and I've put the power supply on a sheet of steel. In case there's a problem, I don't want it directly on the carpet, in case it catches fire, and I'm going to run one of these cables all the way down back to the feeder. So the cable just reaches, these plug in together, there's a notch obviously, the right way it goes. I don't have the power point on yet. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Now I don't know if this is going to fit with my block here. As I thought, it's going to get caught on the carpet. I'm going to have to trim this. Just get the trim. Again, got to get the power cable out of the way. It's going to be quite painful to get all these in, I think. In, and there's the blocks in the way. Okay, that's okay. Block comes off and it's gone. Okay, locks in place. Wow, look at that. Hardly moves. Amazing. No block, no movement. I'm going to power it up. Okay, it's powered up. As you can see, nice bright green light. It's on 4mm pitch right now. I need to change that to 2. So I believe I can push this plus. And now it's at 2. Nice and easy. 2mm pitch. You might be able to hear the fan on the power supply buzzing. 3 of those going. That's going to be loud and annoying. But let's go back to the screen, calibrate the position, and have a look at what we get feeder-wise. Okay, so edit, stack, 0.3. Okay. Set. Oh, that shifted a lot. Could have just been the first one. If the tape wasn't in the right spot. Now the paths are quite far away. Okay, that's not looking great. Hopefully we'll get to some parts soon. So there's no shutter moving. You definitely see them moving. Oh, there we go. Finally got a part. Get a bit closer. Okay. Let's see how reliable it is. So there's always going to be a bit of movement in the pocket. Not one flip part. There was a bit of slop at the start, but it seems to have fixed itself. Look at that. There's still a little bit of movement, like I just dead centered it, shifted to the left a little bit, but the tolerance should be hopefully enough that the nozzle can still hit the part every time. And there's no bouncing. No flipping. So what's next? Well, I need to take out all of the 8mm pneumatic feeders, pull all of the components out, refeed all of the electric feeders, get them all installed, wire everything up, work out where all the power supply is going to go. I would ideally like to be running power from my garage to run them, not from one of my wall sockets in here, but I don't think I've got a long enough extension cable. I'll work all that out. But once that's all set up, I can get back to pick and placing. But what I need to do first is get it all set up, test every feeder, make sure that we're all working okay, so I can get back to Charm High and let them know. Now, I can't just begin to explain how appreciative I feel about all of the support that everyone has given me through this process, the encouraging comments, the emails and messages I've been getting from people, even the pushback from people telling me that I'm doing it all wrong, whatever. It was great engagement, people trying to push me to get the machine fixed, people trying to push me to get compensation back from Charm High. Ultimately, I thank you all. It was absolutely amazing, very generous of you all with your time and with your efforts. But what I would like now, I would appreciate if everyone could just let it all go. I need to move on. I need to start doing the things that I enjoy doing again, and I honestly, believe it or not, don't like and don't enjoy bitching and complaining all the time. I found this whole process with my pick and place machine to be quite frustrating, and I use my channel as an opportunity to make something happen, but that's not what I want from my channel, and that's not what I want from my time. So I would ask you all, please, for me to just leave Charm High alone now. I'm going to close this chapter for me. I'm going to continue using the machine because I have no choice. I have no replacement for it. I'm going to move on. I'm going to start doing things that I enjoy instead. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you following me along on this journey. This video is staying, and I will bring you future videos about my pick and place machine, actually pick and placing, and maybe showing you some cool stuff rather than deficiencies. But once I confirm with Charm High that all of these feeders are working okay, I'm going to pull down all of my previous videos, and I'm going to take down all my forum posts. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Click the alarm bell to be notified when I've got new videos coming out. To my patrons, you're awesome. To my MyParts testers, great job. Thanks, you're doing a wonderful job. And until next time, catch you later. Bye.